Have you ever looked at IEEE standard document? If you are a wireless engineer or if you are studying for wireless, this is a document you should all have. Like now in this video, I will walk through how can you get this document free of charge, obviously in the legal way, walk through the process. So if you go to IEEE.org, which is the organization who develops standard for layer 1 and layer 2, there's a program called like a global education and training program. They basically make sure some of this published material is available for the wider community. In that way, what you have to do is basically you have to create an account in this get program, and then you should be able to freely access published kind of material. So that way now if you are learning Wi-Fi, then they also publish like whatever the IEEE working group in the .11 kind of working group. So what's the sort of a standard or amendment they are currently worked on. So now if you looked at this timeline process, you can see they listed certain amendment. They are basically in progress, and certain amendment or standard has been published. Now if you're familiar with Wi-Fi evolvement, like now we are talking about Wi-Fi 7 today, which is based on some standard code 11BE. So you can see that's already being published as of September, published as July this year, 2025. And then so they have already been published standard 802.11 2024. So that's being published in April. So normally once they publish immediately, you will not able to access this document, because they will give us 6-month kind of time period. So now if you are really interested to get either draft version or some of the published standard immediately, then you have to pay for it. Okay, that way if you want to get a free of charge, probably we have to wait that 6-month period. In that way now, if you look at the timeline, so now as of October 2025, this standard has been released for public. So now if you think about Wi-Fi 7 amendment, so you can see it will be maybe available in most likely in the January kind of time frame. Like if you think about July, that means by January 22nd in 2026, this will be most likely end of January, this will be available free of charge. So that way now there are some other amendment already being released. So if you're interested of those amendment, you should be able to get it. Now this is the sort of a main standard now. Any other amendment publishing after this particular day, you have to individually get those amendment. So now keep that in mind. In that way, whenever we download this document, so you will not have a Wi-Fi 7 kind of amendment related information. So you have to download this amendment maybe after January. Okay, so now in the future perspective, the key amendment probably you need to pay attention is something called 11BN. This is the ultra high reliability. You can see the ultra high reliability. So this is the sort of a IEEE amendment where Wi-Fi 8 going to based on. Okay, so the timeline perspective, so it is expected to be approval in May 2028, but you will see vendors basically draft based on a draft version of this. Some products will come to the market earlier. Okay, in that way this is another sort of amendment you need to be pay attention. So now if I go to this program, you can see they have like a different working groups. In that way now .11 is the wireless LAN, sometime .3 is the Ethernet working group. Those are the two main working group, probably LAN and wireless LAN. But other than that, sometime .15 like a specialty network, like a personal area network, those kind of thing, like certain technology. So now some other groups, active groups are there, But in our case, if you would like to get wireless standard, probably you have to expand .11 working group. As you can see, you have the 8.11 2024 standard being published here, available for you to download. So you can see any prior amendments are not listed there. Why? Because this is the now the main standard. Anything released before April 2025, all this information will be here in this document. Okay, so now even if you click here, I'll give the link for you to download this, but they will say now if you click on this PDF kind of icon, it will say, hey, you need to log in. Okay, in that way I already basically created an account. In that way, what I will do is I will basically simply use my username detail. I will sign in. And once you sign in, probably if you click it here, this should basically give you the option of downloading this. So it's like a 4,000 long document. In that way, sometime when you work on wireless, so if you want to know the single source of truth, so this is the document you need to refer. Okay, in that way, it is not like a very easy reading, but you keep this as your reference. If anything is not sure whether vendors implementing certain thing as per the standard, you have to basically come to this document and check what information elements are there, what are the frame format, all this particular thing. So in that way, if you want to learn something new, probably IEEE standard or Wi-Fi Alliance documentation may be quite useful. In that way, typically I come here for this particular document and refer. I refer this standard. Now I already downloaded, let's wait just to make sure, it's definitely loading here. So now I already downloaded beforehand as well, but I want to make sure you see that it's downloadable. So now until that download page appear, let me just go back to the document. Now in here, once you download, you can see it will be watermark. It will be watermark. So now your name will be appear, your detail. In that way, so you can see, I have downloaded maybe November 16th. It says basically my name here. In that way, it is, you are not allowed to publicly share this. You can use it for your individual use. But so now that page loaded here, you can see it like a 5,000 or almost like a 6,000 page document. So now always, keep this document until 2028. I'm sure this will be updated once again, roughly every 4 years. We are updating this main document. Until that, probably you need to keep this, and any amendments comes in between for your reference. Okay, in that way I just want to make sure everybody know how to get this standard document. A lot of people are not aware of this program and benefit of that. In that way, I would say any published IEEE document, you can download it free of charge, but you have to give the 6-month time period from the day of publishing. Okay, I hope this video is useful. Keep studying and keep refer this standard when it comes to the wireless. I'll see you in another video soon.